the engine's running good, so we know that everything's fine with the engine, but we're having an issue with the clutch, so it's not engaging fully, or it's just like it's always engaged. We're not really sure. So it's looking like when we're trying to bleed it, it doesn't look like it needs to be bled. So we're thinking that maybe we might have to swap the clutch and flywheel from this engine, just because we don't know if the throwout bearing for this clutch and flywheel that was in the car originally works for the one that came on the new engine. So we're gonna take the trans off, see if there's anything wrong with the throwout bearing. If there's not anything wrong with it, it might just not be compatible with that clutch and flywheel setup, because this one looks more stock and that one was a JBR flywheel, and we're not too sure what kind of clutch it was. So we might be able to still use that JBR flywheel and then use this clutch. Not 100% sure, but we're gonna have to probably take the trans off and then see what's going on. So get a time lapse of that and then we'll see what's up. So we got the clutches and the pressure plates side by side. They look exactly the same, so honestly I don't think there's any difference with the clutch and the pressure plate setup. The flywheel, however, this flywheel is actually a little bit thicker than the flywheel from the original motor or the original engine, so that doesn't really make too much sense with what we were thinking about it not engaging, because if this is thicker, then the throwout bearing would actually have to travel less distance to engage. So not really sure. I mean, we're probably just gonna swap the flywheel over from the old engine, but might need a slave cylinder. Really don't know. Just gonna have to figure it out. All right, so we got the clutch from the other engine mounted onto this one, and now we're about to get the trans mounted up too. All right, well, we want to see how the clutch engages, so we're going to start it. It doesn't have any exhaust on it right now, so it's pretty much open header. Yep, good? Swap that other clutch over, and now when I have the clutch in, it's going into gear totally fine. It's not locking me out anymore, so it looks like the new clutch fixed it. So now I have it in first with the clutch all the way in. The tires aren't spinning. So before, the clutch wasn't disengaging properly, so it was always spinning when I would put it in gear. All right, so now I'm gonna turn it off because it doesn't have any exhaust, so I'm gonna pull it back into neutral and then I'm just gonna turn it off. Alright, so I told you guys we'd line the exhaust up eventually, so we're doing that right now. Using these transmission stands to get them lined up. As you can see, she's like off the stand right now. Nice lined up. Perfect. Well, here she is. Look at that exhaust. Look at that fitment. She's actually done. 100% ready to go. The engine doesn't make any weird noises. She runs super smooth, no check engine light, goes into gear perfect. I'm gonna be honest, towards the end of this project, I was starting to get annoyed by all the little things that were just stopping us from being done. Like that clutch, in all honesty, we just replaced the clutch that looked exactly the same, and it's working now. So
this car accepts blue clutches only.
all right guys, so we're just we're gonna put the old engine on the lift, and then we're gonna get it in the truck, and then she's gonna be on her first drive. All right, got the wide angle lens on so you can see a little better. Fans are so loud. Fan is super loud. So the brakes do make a little bit of noise. Probably gonna need rotors, honestly, but I'll let the new owner decide whether he wants me to do them, and then I'll just charge him a little more for the car, or I don't know, we'll see. She pulling. So there is a little bit of noise. We do know that the car definitely needs trans mounts. So there's two trans mounts that go right underneath, like right under here, and they were both completely shot. And both the AutoZones that are near me didn't have them in stock. So they said they'd have them in about 2 or 3 days. So we'll just get the trans mounts in when we'll get them in whenever the AutoZone gets them in. So that'll probably be right. Today's Saturday, right? Today's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
So they said they'd get it. Yeah, they said they'd get it on Tuesday. So. I mean, other than that little bit of noise from the trans, like it's solid. Like we're just cruising right now. We're doing 45. We're in 5th gear. I mean, there's really no weird noises. There's no ticks from the engine. It's pretty solid. The temp looks good. Temp's at like dead center. So. Oh yeah, but definitely on the next wet day, I'm gonna try to get this thing moving around. 100% next wet day. Check the weather. Yeah. But like I just talked to Dan, and he said that it's not supposed to rain for the next couple of days. Of course. Alright guys, well that's going to be it for this video. So she drove well, didn't have any problems with the engine, didn't hear any weird ticks. There's a little bit of an exhaust leak. We could probably figure that out, but it is going to need a little bit of extra pipe, so I don't know if that's something we would have to fabricate, or I can honestly just leave that up to the next owner, because I am going to be selling this car. It was a fun project, but I have 2 other cars on the road, so I'm not going to be putting a 3rd one, acting like I'm balling when I'm not. So maybe when the YouTube channel, if it picks up, I'll be able to have more cars on the channel and be able to do more fun stuff with them. But for now, this car is good to go. So the things that it does still need are the trans mounts 100%. Other than that, I know it needs probably brakes, probably pads and rotors soon. Honestly, other than that, I think that's really it. I'm not gonna really be beating on this car too much. I was gonna try to get it to do like a burnout or something like that, but I just don't want to break it, honestly. I want to let the new owner enjoy it. We went through all the headache of getting it back running and driving 100%. So I want to be able to have someone really enjoy this car because it is an awesome car. This is a great first car for anybody, honestly. Like if you want to drive manual for the first time, the clutch is super forgiving. So this would be a great first car, or someone that just wants to, maybe their dad had one of these back when they were new in the 90s. Maybe they have a little nostalgic memory for it, so they're gonna want that. So I'm gonna be posting this thing up once we get the trans mounts in, and then next video I'm gonna be breaking down what everything costs. So we're gonna be doing a full breakdown of everything that like all the money I put into it with like parts, and then all the money I paid Dan for labor, because like I said, I did pay Dan $50 an hour for labor. So in the end it was about 28 hours, so you can really do that math. But in the next video we're gonna be breaking down all the costs, and then that's gonna be it for this car. So hope you guys enjoyed the series. I really had a lot of fun just finding out all the issues with it and bringing it back to 100%. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you subscribe. I'm looking at my analytics and it's like 95% of you aren't subscribing. So I'm just coming up in the recommended feed. So if you guys could just hit that subscribe button, it would really help me out a lot. And I'd be able to get more of these projects, bring you guys more good content. So thanks for watching again. See you guys in the next one. Peace.